Get peace of mind with the RV Advisor's extended warranty for as low as $14 per month. Visit thervadvisor.com today.
This is the RV Advisor Podcast with your host, Tom Alexander. Get all the latest information, trends, advice from experts, stories from the road, and more in the world of recreational vehicles. Now, here's Tom.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the RV Advisor Podcast. My name's Tom Alexander, and today I'm joined by Mike and Joni Cox, and they speak to us from right smack dab in the middle of Ohio someplace at an undisclosed location. Welcome, folks. How are you?
Hey, Tom, how are you?
Hey,
Doing great. Doing great.
having me.
Thank you. Doing great. So, you guys are, as you described to me before we came on, sort of aspiring full-timers. Right now, you're part-timers, and that's great. And you've got a page on Instagram called Those Who Glamp Together. And, most of us know what glamping is. It's more sort of glamorous camping. I guess it's sort of a, put those two words together. But tell us a little bit about how it got started, Those Who Glamp Together.
Well, Joni actually started the concept of it, but I think it evolved kind of our version, or what we see as glamping is, it's not a money amount, it's a mindset. You can be glamping in a tent if you're comfortable, and that's how you enjoy to travel and see things.
Right.
Glamping to me is just where you're at, and are you comfortable with it, and just get out and do what you're doing, man. That's
Yeah, great. Yeah. And the idea for starting the Instagram page, did it a lot of times we hear stories about people that they're just really trying to have a home, a common home for their friends and family to sort of just see what they're doing. And then suddenly it expands, and people they never thought had any interest at all are suddenly fans. Is that kind of how it happened for you guys?
Yeah, I would say it definitely did that. But Instagram is so big with the RV community.
Yes.
I mean, if you really want to find someone in camping or traveling, Instagram is kind of the social media way of. We actually started using it when we travel to research areas and towns and what to do. And we would see a location like in a picture, and we're like, we want to go here, and it would like tag the location. So that's kind of how we started it, and then it just kind of evolved into what it is now. And we just love we just as an example, we went camping probably a month or so ago, right before Thanksgiving, and someone had tagged a location that we were going to be staying near, and I reached out to them and said, hey, you guys wouldn't be happen to stay at that campground? And they were like, absolutely. We walked down, and we ended up sharing a whole evening with them, and they're full-time RVers, and we were able to share stories together. So it's kind of like, it makes this big world seem a little bit smaller.
Yeah, that's great. And so it kind of acts as a resource, and then suddenly it also kind of becomes a fan base or a follower base.
Right.
If you will.
Yeah. I don't know if we're really much for like meeting fans or anything. We're not really.
Well, you're doing okay. I'm looking at your numbers here, and you're closing in on 2,000 followers, and that's pretty impressive. And it's a heck of a start. And you'd be surprised how these things really do expand. And you nailed it. I mean, Instagram has become such a source, a resource for the RV community. And that ever expanding RV community.
Yes.
So that's pretty cool. Now, do you guys, are you able to do some work from the road as well with your work, or do you just work from home and kind of are the weekend warrior?
Well, when we travel like a long period of time, she works from the road. I have a sticks and brick building I go to for work. Other than this crazy year, COVID, where I'm working from home, but so she can work from anywhere.
Great. Well, and it's funny, if COVID has taught us one thing, if any, I guess you could say, if any positive byproduct has come of this time, this difficult time, is that people are learning that they can work more remotely than maybe they had thought that they had ever thought they could.
Right.
You know, and it's really become a lot of that. You know, we used to do this podcast, in fact, from our headquarters a little east of here, and I've been here now since March doing the podcast via Zoom from my home studio / office. So it's been an interesting ride. Definitely takes some time to adjust, but I think people are starting to adjust, and you guys are making the transition pretty well.
We've actually traveled more in COVID than we have in any other year.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's really because I think camping's been a perfect getaway for this situation, because you can control everything.
Absolutely.
We've just taken this opportunity to go as many, I think we've been out 30 weekends.
Wow.
And then some weeks, long weeks and stuff of travel. So
good for you. So now I would imagine there's quite a few spots right in your home state of Ohio that you can get away to during the weekend, right?
Oh, there's plenty. But the funny story is, back in April, Ohio locked down all of their campgrounds. You couldn't go camping in Ohio. So we took off and went to South Kentucky. I mean, like right on the Tennessee border. And the section we was in at this campground, everybody was from Ohio, because they couldn't camp back at home. So,
right.
So it was like, it was pretty interesting.
Yeah. A lot of home of aviation license plates. I have to always remember, because Ohio's home of aviation, but North Carolina's first.
North Carolina has it on their license plate.
Yeah, first in flight, right?
First in flight, right?
Yeah, and Ohio's home of aviation.
Home of aviation, yeah.
So I got to remember which is which. Sometimes I have to pause a second, and
I literally
I have a very strange, weird arena of knowledge in my head that I know these odd, strange little facts about states. It's like, what the heck? Why does he know that? But I somehow.
What do you have on Ohio?
I'm sorry.
Just besides first in flight, but what else do you have for Ohio?
Well, let's see. What do I have for Ohio? It's got I believe it has the longest. Now, this may be incorrect. The longest coastline on the Great Lakes, but I think Michigan does, actually.
Yeah, I would say Michigan for sure.
Yeah. Double check it, but I think it's Michigan.
Yeah. But you guys got to be number 2. You have to be.
Yeah, I would suppose.
Yeah. We're number 2, just like Hertz. Or no, Avis. Avis was number 2, right? So anyway, we're going to take a quick break. We want to hear more about your travels. We want to hear about some plans in the future where you're going to go. So we want to learn about all that. The site is, the Instagram page, I should say, is Those Who Glamp Together. Those Who Glamp Together. And of course, when you go to that Those Who Glamp Together page, you'll see Mike and Joni Cox and be able to follow their adventures. Some great photos here. And I'm seeing a lot of some winter stuff going on, and then some great lake shots and everything else. So pretty cool. We'll be back right after these words.
The RVACA is a charitable organization protecting the rights of the RV owners. We'll work with dealers and manufacturers to ensure quality control is in place prior to delivery of an RV. Additionally, the RVACA provides assistance to disaster relief victims. Visit rvaca.org.
We are back on the RV Advisor Podcast. My name's Tom Alexander, and I'm joined by Joni and Mike Cox. And they're speaking to us today from Ohio. And they are, I guess you want to say, they're more than weekend warriors, because they don't just get out on weekends. They get out for longer stretches of time on the road. And so they are, I would call them professional part-timers. That would be the name.
That sounds great.
Yeah. So now I know you've got some plans. You've got a few, I think you said 5, right? Potential destinations coming up here over the course of the next couple months. Share that with us.
Well, we as we were trying to think of where we wanted to go next year, we come up with a plan of sections of the country, of course, and then what we want to see, what we want to do. We generally like to go into national parks. We love to see the national parks. But so we picked out destinations and trips, and then I think Joni actually, she took those destinations, took some photos she found, and put them out on Instagram saying, hey, if you had these options, which one would you choose? Just trying to get feedback from people that follow us and
Right.
to see what other people think and where they would go.
And what's the feedback been?
Well, Utah's way too hot, and Texas is going to be way too hot.
We've heard Texas and Utah is a little bit too hot in the summer because it'll be in the July time frame.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're pushing us more towards Colorado and New Hampshire or North Dakota.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. Well, I have been to Colorado in July, actually.
Yeah.
Years back, I was out there when the baseball All-Star game was there.
Oh, nice.
Played at Coors Field, and I can't tell you how nice the weather was there in July.
We were actually there this year in July.
It was beautiful. Was it nice? The weather was nice?
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm a little bit more like, my body just does not like heat and humidity that well. We've done backpacking trips where the heat and humidity really gets me down. So we're kind of like out up and early so we can kind of beat the heat of the day for me. So you kind of just learn as you get older, like the things your body doesn't like and is what we're able to handle, I guess.
Right. Well, I'll tell you, you'll want to skip where we are here in South Florida from about May through October. You come down this time of year, you're doing great. The weather's beautiful. It's absolutely perfect and dry.
We were considering Key West area about December-ish.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Now you're
maybe.
now you're hitting the sweet spot right there.
Yeah. The funny thing is for that time, we've actually changed our mind. We are going to be going ice caving. A couple that we met through like the RV community, we've connected with them. They live in Michigan, and they invited us up to go ice caving in the UP in the winter. So we're going to go opposite. We're going to go cold, not hot.
Wow, you're going really cold because
really
Michigan, that gets mighty chilly. Ice caving. Now, I have a perception of what ice caving is, but give us the definitive description of that.
So I kind of did a little bit of the Instagram research of like people that have done it, but it's these like caves that you can go through, obviously in the summer, and they're probably dry or with a little bit of water, but then it's like all this water is melting inside the cave as it's freezing. So we're going to see like, I think some of the caves you can almost like see through, but I'm not sure if that's the particular cave we're doing. But this couple, she grew up in the UP and not very far from this area. So it'll just kind of be like, showing us her stomping grounds.
Yeah, basically just put your crampons on your shoes so you don't fall on the ice and just start walking through the cave.
Wow. All right.
Be interesting.
Well, we're going to get, listen, please be sure to obviously get some pictures, but let's get some video of that too, if you could.
We're definitely going to video that.
Yeah, because that would be fun to look at on the Instagram page. And
we can let you know if we regretted going that way versus towards you.
Please do. We like to hear tales of woe as well as, triumphs.
I'm going to say it's going to be a woe because I hate the cold. I would much rather head south.
I hear you.
I'm up for anything. I'll do anything. So
no, listen, I'm a warm-blooded person. I really like to be in the warmer temperatures. I'll stop short of humidity. I'm with you on that, Joni. I'm not a big fan of humidity, but I like warm temperatures. I like to be able to go outside in shorts and a t-shirt and just walk around and feel good, but that's me. But listen, it sounds like it's going to be a great time. Yeah. And you guys have got a lot of really fun plans ahead. And, it's really inspiring to just when you hear about people that really plan out like that and they've got things going that, there's always something to look forward to. Pretty exciting stuff. And we get to partake in your adventures right on the Instagram page. It's those who glamp together. Those who glamp together. And
We even started sorry about that, but we even started a YouTube page earlier this year. We kind of had the basis of like sharing our adventures with our grandkids. We have two beautiful grandkids that we just want to show them that Nana and Papa can do it. You can do it. And maybe one day it'll inspire them when they're close to our age to take their kids and go to these places that, hey, Nana and Papa were here. Let's get that same picture.
Yeah. Wow. That's terrific. Well, I mean, it sort of goes generational, right? It's just passing down. It's like a virtual heirloom, I guess you could say, right? You're just kind of like next to the next generation. That's terrific. Those who glamp together. And it says here, we are Mike and Joni, our digital journey of our travels and camping. And that's where you find them on Instagram. And that's terrific. Hopefully we can have you guys on again after you do your ice cave adventures.
We'll hide the crutches.
Yeah, please do. That's just be careful. We don't need any statistics.
We're looking forward to it.
No, I'm kidding. No, that's great. That's great. It sounds like it's going to be a blast. And then you know what, Mike, what we'll do is next time, you'll get to pick, and then you get to go to Key West.
There you have it.
Wait a minute.
And on the ride through to Key West, you can give us a call, and we'll say hello in person here in South Florida, because
we'd
you
love
got to go through us to get to there. So
we've actually done that on a trip coming back. We met some people through YouTube, and we stopped in their town. We had dinner with them, or Instagram.
Yeah.
And we stopped through in their town, had dinner with them.
Terrific. Well, thanks again so much for joining us, and safe travels, folks. And have a great holiday season as well.
Hey, Merry Christmas.
Hey, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. All right, folks. This is the RV Advisor Podcast. Back in a moment. The RVACA is a charitable organization protecting the rights of RV owners. With your help, we'll work with dealers and manufacturers to ensure quality controls in place prior to delivery of an RV. Additionally, the RVACA provides assistance to disaster relief victims. Visit rvaca.org. We're back on the RV Advisor Podcast. I am joined by the one, the only, Neve Arizaco. Hey, how are you, Neve?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Our resident guest coordinator joins us once again, and I know there's a lot going on.
There is a lot going on. We've a lot moving. Coming into 2021 here, we're trying to, like we were speaking about the last few podcast segments about, new items that our members would like to see, what content they would like to see. So, one new exciting thing that we have not shared yet is a how-to, we're going to call it for right now, because we have not yet solidified the name. It's where the lovely Gigi and yourself, you're in a few of them, Chrissy, the over service, is going to go on YouTube, a YouTube channel, the RV Advisor. And we're going to basically talk through very generic, problematic situations that usually new RV purchasers go through, and as well as just generic problems that anyone in the RV community may face. Right. I think our first one may be how to submit a claim. So we had a camper come in that was hit by a tree. You probably recall, Tom, also.
I do remember that, yeah.
So many people just don't even know how to A, submit a claim correctly, and then B, make sure that they are getting fair amounts of money or compensation when they get a bid in return. So very, very interesting videos to come into 2021 with. So we're very, very excited about that.
Excellent. Yeah.
So,
I mean, that's just the tip of the iceberg. We're just gonna we'll start with those, but there's a lot of sort of helpful instructional videos that we're going to add to our already busy podcast /video menu, if you will.
Yes. Yes.
Of course, we have this show, the RV Advisor podcast, which is seen on video with us, and of course,
Yes.
we have an audio version of that for folks who like to, consume their podcast audio only, which I guess is the origin of it. I mean, it's a podcast, so
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And of course, the Just Ask Gigi show, and now these new videos. So it's going to be, and plus we've got other plans for 2021. So
Yes, absolutely. For all of our guests, I would just say subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us, like us on Facebook, keep an eye out for our podcasts and newsletters. That's probably the best way for everybody to stay up to date with what is exciting and what is to come for 2020. Yeah, we're very excited.
yeah, we are excited. Thanks, Neve. Really appreciate it. Well,
No problem.
yeah, there you go. So we put another show under wraps, and off we go to the next edition of
Yes.
of the RVA podcast. So for Neve Carrie Zacco, I'm Tom Alexander. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for listening. We'll see you next time. So long, everybody.
Bye.